Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. More personalities are being implicated in the missing Sabungero case, from a businessman, celebrity, and now even a high-ranking policeman are dragged into the controversy. The whistleblower is under the protective custody of the Philippine National Police while he is applying for the Witness Protection Program. Let's get on point with Justice Secretary Boying Remulla. Secretary Boying, good evening to you. Welcome to the show and thank you so much for your time.
Magandang gabi sa iyo, Pinky, at sa lahat ng nanonood sa atin.
Sir, let me start with this. Can we find out the status of the application of alias Totoy into the Witness Protection Program? Because as far as we know, it is the PNP that is protecting him at the moment.
Yes, he's already under the protective custody of the PNP. Totoy is given the choice on what kind of protection he wants from us. And I think he's more comfortable with those who are with him now. So I have no problem with that as long as we are able to ferret out the truth in this investigation.
Secretary, did that mean you gave him a choice either to be under the protective custody of some people within the DOJ or the protective custody of some people within the NBI or under the protective custody of the PNP?
It's under General Torre. It's under the PNP Director General.
It's either General Torre or?
It is General Torre who is on top of his protection.
All right. Doon po siya mas komportable.
I think so.
Okay. But Secretary, kailan ho siya? Ano yung status ng kanyang application for the Witness Protection Program? Maaari ho bang maipasok na siya sa Witness Protection Program knowing that, from my understanding, he has not formalized his affidavit?
We're ready to take him in. Ano lang yan eh? Kasi nga, yung comfort level ng witness ang mas mahalaga eh. We do not force people to go into our program if they're already comfortable where they are. The important thing is we can keep him safe and keep him ready to testify.
I understand. So, ibig pala sabihin nun, now I get it, sir. Maaaring manatili muna siya kung nasaan siya ngayon and not under the Witness Protection Program because he's more comfortable where he is at present.
Exactly.
Okay. Sir, pero itong sa inyong pag-uusap kay alias Totoy, I wanted to ask you this because it's really just now that I'm able to speak to you. You know, he implicated Atong Ang, he implicated Gretchen Barreto, he implicated 15 or so policemen. Actually, when I spoke to him, he said there were about 30 people, 20 policemen and 10 civilians. Sir, how credible is his testimony when you were speaking to him? Bakit ho kayo napapaniwala ni alias Totoy?
I think it's very credible. He comes in as a person who can state everything without having to think, look up notes. Alam mo, ang nagsisinungaling kasi nag-i-invento yan. By the minute, mahuhuli mo. So far, wala akong nakikita rito na mag-i-invento sa kanyang narration. The narrations have been very consistent with what he has been giving us and what he has been saying in public. We've heard most of it already. And
so you think he is completely and totally credible?
I think so. I think that we can rely, is a very reliable witness. So that's the thing that we want to do.
Did you even have doubts, sir, nung inyong nakausap siya? Nagkaroon ho ba kayo ng pagdududa?
I had to adjust to the pace of the information coming in. And I had to read this narrative after I talked to him and before I talked to him again. Kasi, the YouTube information to Pinky. So you really have to read between the lines also because there's so much information going out of Totoy. And consistent naman siya. Wala akong nakikita inconsistency o kaya lapses within his narration. Very, very human and very, very consistent with human experience yung kanya sinasabi.
So, bakit ho kayo naniniwala na doon sa sinasabi ni alias Totoy na ang mastermind sa pagkapatay at pagkawala at pagpatay ng mga missing sabungeros rather is atong ang. Ano po dun sa kanyang salaysay ang nagpapaniwala sa inyo?
Yung buong salaysay niya as a whole. Thank you.
Were there evidence, sir, that he showed you? It just, I can imagine, hindi lang po ito narration. Meron ho ba siyang USB? Meron ho ba siyang cellphone
Meron
video?
USB, meron siya mga documents, marami siyang mga dokumentong hawak. Satisfactory para sa akin.
Yung USB, sir, nung nakausap ko ho siya, sabi nga niya, naitago daw niya itong isang USB and it was already turned over. I'm not sure if he said it was shown to you, but it could have been with you in your possession or the CIDG. I'm sorry, I don't really quite recall right now. But ano po yung nandun sa USB, sir?
Iba-iba. There are recordings, there are video recordings, there are voice recordings, there are copies of documents, etc., etc. Marami.
Could you at least tell us one or two recordings na nakita ninyo that you'll be able to share with us, sir?
I think it's too early to be saying all of this now. I don't think I should be the one saying it. Let the fiscals produce that when necessary. I don't want to be telegraphing punches in this fight, Pinky. We've been working on this for the last 3 years. So just give us a little leeway that we cannot divulge all the information that you are curious about because there will be a time for everything to come up.
Are you convinced, sir, that even Gretchen Barreto is really part of it? I ask you that, sir, because I also spoke to her lawyer last night, Attorney Alma Malyonga, and she was saying that bakit ganito yung story? Gretchen Barreto is being crucified by mere association. Dahil daw, I'll just kind of condense it, sir, no, na nung
That's the
una,
way it's being played up kasi. Siyempre, you guys are asking him questions. He's answering the questions the way he knows. He knows how to. And I don't think there's any attempt to crucify anybody here. It's just that the information can be so shocking to all of us that it can seem unbelievable to many people. Pero kami, this is the job we do every day, Pinky. We can discern from the people we talk to if they're telling the truth or not.
dito po sa kanyang mga naging salaysay, Sec Boying, para ho ba sa inyo ay parang, how do you say that, sarado na po yung kaso? Parang airtight ho ba?
Malapit na. Malapit na. We just want a little more corroboration or something. Pero basically, it can stand in court the way I look at it. The testimonies they stand.
Ground Zero. This was already talked about. It came from you, sir. Already identified. Ito po supposed to be ay isang palaisdaan, tama ho ba, sa
Yes.
Taal, and located na po ito. Who owns this, sir? And can you just give us more information about this?
Wala, meron isang paraisdaan dyan na naging pasahan nila ng mga taong papatayin at iwawala. At alam namin kung sino to at sino to. At yan ngayon ang tinatrabaho natin ng mga operatiba ng kapulisan.
Yung may-ari po ng palaisdaan ay police, sir?
I cannot divulge anything on that matter.
And how did you, bakit po napunta dito yung inyong location as Ground Zero? Was it also through alias Totoy?
Of course. Yes.
All right. Nagsalita na ho ang Navy and the Philippine Coast Guard. And they said they are ready to siguro dive and look for the remains allegedly of these missing Sabungeros, sir. From my understanding, they are waiting a go signal from you. When can we expect this to happen, sir?
Well, the weather will have to improve from what it is right now. We need better weather than what it is right now. That's one. Number two is we're still mustering up the resources of government for this. Besides the divers of the Navy and the Coast Guard, we're trying to get the equipment of the Malaysian Geosciences Bureau and other and the DOST to help us locate these missing people. Kaya, well, It's going to start very soon. The sooner the better, but we have to prepare for it. Kasi hindi naman to basta-bastang hahanapan mo ng na hahanapan mo na pag binuksan mo yung cabinet andun eh. Iba to. Thinking you're talking about 230 square kilometers of lake bed. And you're talking about a lake that is 360 to 530 feet deep. Kaya it's a massive effort that we will undertake here. And we cannot just say, sige na, dive na kayo, makikita nyo na yan. Hindi ganun yan.
I can imagine, sir. Are you confident, though, that may mahahanap po dyan?
Sa tingin ko, sa dami ng pinatay, maaaring may mahanap. Tsaka meron kami ibang convergence na nakikita. Nagkaroon ng convergence pati yung drug war. May intersection yung drug war dito sa killings sa Isabong. Somehow, because the operators of many of the operations of many of the people here were intertwined also with the drug war. Meaning to say, they were involved in the drug war and they were also involved in the silencing of these people.
Ibig sabihin, sir, kasama ang droga dito sa issue ng...
Yung suspects na, yung suspects sa drug war, yung mga pumapatay ng tao, maaaring sila rin ang kasama dito na pumapatay kayo ng mga sabungeros.
In a lot of the interviews I've seen of you, sir, parang palagi niyo pong sinasabing matindi ito, grabe ito, parang it gets worse, no? As the days go by.
Nakakapanlumo ito, Pinky, nakakapanlumo. Yung isang USD nga, yung laman yan, yung isang nawawala, na alam namin pinatay na, ay pinagkumpisal pa nila kung ano ang kanyang ginawang kasalanan. Kaya makikita mo, nakita ng pamilya yan ng nawawalang tao, na ando siya, pinagsasalita siya, kahit nakapiling yung kanyang mata, naka-mask rin siya, pero nakilala siya ng pamilya. Ang pamilya niya, kung sino siya, at kung ano ang tinanong sa kanya at ano ang kanyang sinagot. Isa yan sa mga nakita namin na mensahe. Na yung mga nagpapapatay dito at yung mga pumapatay, ay parang trabaho lang. Pinapakita lang nila na pwede nilang paaminin, tapos mawala na yung tao.
The evidence that you have, Secretary, that was turned over by alias Totoy, meron ho bang kailangang pagdaanang forensic examination or the sort, or anything of that sort itong mga ipinadala or ipinakita or isinumite niya?
Well, ang tawag namin dyan sa court, authentication. Yung authenticated. In due time.
What would you say, siguro, sir, would be the strongest evidence that, or maybe the worst, the one thing that surprised you the most about this whole thing?
Hindi, kasi ano to eh, Pinky. Nung inumpisahan namin itong kaso ko, we 3 years ago, 2022, when we got into the job, when I got into the job as Secretary of the DOJ, as Secretary of Justice, ito na yung isang gumulat sa amin na sumalubong sa amin na kaso na napaka-urgent. And it was very, very hard for us to pick up the hints and the trail of these people who were missing. Pero tinaga namin, kinausap namin lahat na nag-investigate, kinausap natin lahat na na-involve sa kasong ito, and somehow, meron talaga lumabas. And ang lumabas dito, nag-file kami ng kaso against Totoy and company. There were 6 of them in the original case. And we were able to get a warrant of arrest against them. At nung nag-lawyer up na, doon mo makikita kung gaano kalakas ang influensya ng pera sa kaso ito. Kaya sinasabi ko nga, ano to, we've been working on this for the last 3 years and we're not about to give up on anything.
Was it him that sought you, si alias Totoy, or was it you that sought him?
Actually, ano kasi yan, he was arrested and he was jailed, then he was granted bail. Ang nagdala sa akin yan is General Victor. Victor told me that he wanted me to meet this guy. So I did. I gave time and effort and whatever was needed to speak to him. And I've met him around twice or thrice already from the very beginning.
Ano pa yung nakikita niyong missing link, sir?
Missing link, more corroboration. Pero andyan na eh. Tsaka, syempre, it will depend on the cases that we're going to file. Kaya nga kanina, we had a case conference. I was talking to the lawyers of the DOJ about what cases we can possibly file and how we should approach the case. Kasi nga, you have to be creative in cases like this. Hindi na dito pwedeng, yung dekahon ka lang. Dapat dito, malinaw ang isip ko kung paano mo didiskartehan ang paglalatag ng kaso laban sa mga saksi.
Here's what I also wanted to find out, sir. Is it possible to file a case if no body is found?
Yes. Kasi, example ko sa iyo, kidnapping. Positive na sila kumuha ng tao. Kahit hindi na nahahanap yung tao, positive pa rin nangyari yung kidnapping. Meron din tayong batas on enforcement of finances under 9851 on international humanitarian law and other crimes. Yan, kasama yan. Enforced disappearance na nga. Kahit walang katawan, alam mo, enforced disappearance.
Right.
Kaya sabi ko nga, we have to work overtime on different concepts so that we will find the right case to file for these cases.
What is
The right cases.
What is missing in his affidavit, sir? Kailangan ho bang somebody to corroborate his testimony? Yun ho ba yung missing dun sa kanyang affidavit?
It can stand on its own. Pinky, ang mahirap talaga rito, lawyer up yung mga suspect, they have all the money in the world, they're paying the best lawyers. That is itself increases the challenge. But it does not in any way detract us from our task of proving our case that this happened because of these suspects.
Sir, how many members of the PNP are involved here, more or less?
Yung 15, yun lang yung identified pa so far. But there may be more. 25 to 30 probably.
Policemen. As high as what, sir, yung rango?
So far, from PO something to Lieutenant Colonel.
Wala pong general.
Wala pa so far. Wala. Not yet.
All right. You were also saying that you'd like to talk to the Supreme Court Chief Justice, and I think you were able to do that, but I need to take a very short break. I'll be back with Justice Secretary Boying Remulla. Stay tuned. This is On Point. You're watching On Point, still with us, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla. Secretary, I left it at this, you were able to speak to the Chief Justice already dahil nung unang-una po, lumabas na po yung sinabi na itong kasong to ay iba dahil pati, parang may sinabi ho kayo na salita na kaya hanggang Korte Suprema. Parang to that effect, sir. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yung salita na binitawan ng isang suspect.
Okay, so you spoke with the Chief Justice, sir. What happened?
I sent word and I sent something that for them to look at and to listen to.
So you gave them a lead? Ganun ho ba yun? Is that how I understand it?
Underneath? Yeah.
You gave, pasensya na, Sec, medyo malabo
I
din.
sent a digital file to a justice who brought it to the Chief Justice. We will talk around, maybe we can talk around next week. Baka pwede kami mag-usap next week. Pero so far, I'm just keeping them updated about it. Kasi I've been working with them. For the past 3 years, I've been working with the Supreme Court. And we've been very open to each other about how we felt about cases and how things are running.
But Sec Boying, meron na ho naman kasing sinasabi in the past interviews, pati Dongan was saying that may former judge handling judges and prosecutors to settle daw ang cases. So, meron kasi mga ganitong salita. But meron ho bang kaso si Atong Ang currently?
Ngayon, Malapit na, pero wala pa. Hindi pa namin napapile.
Okay. So, meron ho bang, I guess just to dig deeper, may pangalan ho kayo? This is a question. Meron ho ba kayong pangalan ng huwes na posibleng involved dito?
No comment.
Okay. All right. So, pero may binigay po kayo kay Chief Justice na dokumento?
Yes, digital file.
Okay. Digital file. Okay. I was going to say what, but I know you say no comment. All right. There's another witness, sir, that I spoke to a while ago. He's a Calamba City Councilor, Arvin Mangiyat. Pero hindi naman po niya ini-involve or isinasama si Atong Ang dito sa kaso. However, he was saying that he knows of policemen who may be involved, especially doon sa kanyang attempted ambush. He's supposed to meet with you, sir. Do you know of him? Have you heard about this?
Probably. Ano yan eh, my people, the people in the DOJ are actively seeking out persons who wish to talk about their experiences with Isabo. And I have my own personal, I have friends who care enough to inform us about what their side of the story is. And ang nangyayari ngayon, Pinky, maraming gustong magsalita talaga. People are starting to open up already about this.
Do you feel that you might be coming close to another witness that may be possibly explosive or?
Very possible, very possible. Basta we're working hard to keep people tuned into us so that they know that we are not letting anything get into the way of justice here.
You know, even alias Totoy was saying na lumabas daw siya ngayon dahil gusto daw ipapatay siya, allegedly, at ang kanyang pamilya. And he said this, sir, because naniniwala siya kay General Torre at kay Secretary Boying Remulla. What is it that changed? Because you had been Secretary of the Justice, no, Justice Secretary since the investigation in 2022. Now it's 2025. Ano ho ba ang nagpalit? Bakit ngayon ay tila malaki ang kanyang tiwala sa iyo? Well, of course, General Torre.
Hindi kasi nung umpisa, siya yung hinabol namin. Pinahuli namin si Totoy. Tsaka nahuli talaga siya. Nakulong nga siya, di ba? Kaya alam niya na hindi kami nakikipagkompromiso sa kahit anong bagay dito. Alam niya na yan, sa simula pa lang.
All right. Secretary, okay. Just two more topics I want to briefly discuss with you. Any update on this government's willingness to assist witnesses dito po sa before the ICC? Do you have a number? What assistance is being given? Has there been talk, sir?
Well, alam mo naman ang mga testigong ito are better handled talaga so that their safety is paramount. Ang mahalaga kasi, yung safety ng mga testigo, huwag mako-compromise. And that is what is asked of us. Pagka nagkakaproblema sila, they call us to troubleshoot or to help fetch, protect these witnesses. Yun yung aming trabaho rito. These are people who complain, who are willing to testify about complaints filed in the ICC. And it's just, it's a moral obligation on our part to protect these people who wish to be witnesses.
Ilan na ho ang na-assist ng gobyerno?
At least 3 of them, maybe 4. I'm not sure. Pero at least 3 of them. One of them I know personally.
Okay.
I've met personally.
And just one last topic, sir. I have maybe 2 minutes left. So you are Secretary of Justice, but sir, there is a possibility because nandun ho kayo sa listahan ng posibleng pagpilian para ombudsman. Sir, first of all, sinasabi niyo, pinaghirapan niyo po itong kasong to. Papaano pag sabihin natin kayo po ang mapili na ombudsman? May iwan ho itong storya ng missing Sabungeros, sir.
Hindi maiiwan yan. I think that the job of the ombudsman is not incompatible with seeing justice to be done in this case. I can still, I think, be involved in the case one way or the other. And it will just maybe strengthen the cards of the DOJ for this purpose.
Sir, why do you want to be ombudsman?
I'm the first batch of lawyers. I belong to the first batch of lawyers who studied the 1987 Constitution. Kami yung unang-unang product yan. We took the bar with the new Philippine Constitution. The first bar exam given under the 1987 Constitution. And I was always been fascinated by the idea of the Ombudsman. For the past 38 years since I graduated, it has always been something fascinating, but a bit disappointing, so to speak. Because I think that it has not been given the treatment that it needs to be able to move this country forward against corruption. That's it.
Are you talking about the present ombudsman who is not
No.
Okay.
The past 38 years,
In general?
it has to evolve into a more dynamic thing. Yun ang basa ko. And I think I'm the right person to do it.
And really, that's something you aspire for. I mean, pagkatapos po nito, being politician, tapos naging Secretary of Justice at maging Ombudsman, para ho ba sa inyo, yan na yung, kumbaga, yung pangarap ninyo?
Well, I cannot ask for more. Yun naman talaga ang binibigay sa atin. What life gives us, we take with a lot of gratefulness. We're grateful for the opportunities given to us to be able to serve.
Justice Secretary Boying Remulla, sir, I hope to speak to you again to get more updates, possibly next week. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, sir.
Thank you and good evening.
Good evening, sir. That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on PNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.